All right, let's go.
What's good? What's good, everybody? Unbiased Podcast in the building. You know, you got your host for the evening, Unbiased Bud. You know, be everybody Bud, whatever you want to call me. We're gonna try to get through things real quick. King Jones in the building, Made 5K in the building, Chev location is in the building. So, fellas, let's get right into it. Last Dance just wrapped up. 10 episode, 5-week series that was shot on Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Fast track, what everybody feel about it? Afterwards, post questions you have, questions that was answered. Overall, did it change your thoughts on Michael Jordan? Shad, start off with you. What's your thoughts about the Last Dance?
If you want to be totally honest, I think at the end of the day, I think more than anything, I think it might have hurt. I think it might have hurt Jordan more than it helped Jordan. Because the thing is, I feel like most people already accepted he was the GOAT. Especially for us who lived through it, everybody already considered him the GOAT. But now what this documentary did is it exposed the other side to him. And in our society, as it is in 2020, people looking at it like, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, Jordan, yeah, he was great. Yeah, but he was an asshole. He wasn't a good teammate. He was rude. He was this. He was that. So I feel like it might have made Michael Jordan human in a way that's more negative than positive for his overall legacy. I really believe that.
Solid approach. May, what you think?
I think it took away the myth of Michael Jordan. Like, normally when we heard about Mike, it's like kind of Chev said, it's like, Mike do no wrong. But the great thing I love about it is no matter what Chev say to counter his argument, his teammates said everything he did was for the outcome that we got. So everything that he did, you can look at Michael Jordan as a bad person, but he has a record of excellence in his profession that speaks volumes for what he actually did. So I think it actually made him, it showed that his way of leadership is ultimately different than what these soft-ass people in today's world can handle, but it worked at the highest level possible. And the one thing I took away from it was Mike really globalized the sport of basketball. And the Nike, the shoe game, Mike is a star without social media. How many people is really that? What's up, Joe?
Strong. Jones, what you think?
Being like a historian of like sports and stuff like that, it ain't really changed my opinion of Mike. And most of the shit I already knew, just from reading and things like that. Right. So I went into it thinking he was the GOAT. I left out thinking he was the GOAT. Now, one thing I will say, Mike wouldn't have been talking to me like that in no practice, man. Mike got to see me. But
Jones, he wanted you to see him. That's what he wanted. He wanted you to get with him.
We'd have had to get that off. But other than that, to the points he made, like how he globalized Nike. And I actually read something the other day where they said like before he did Space Jam, they did like a Warner Brothers did like this survey. I don't want to call it a survey, more like a study. To see Mike's overall reach. And from that study, they said that the three most famous people in the world was Princess Diana, Mike, and then the Pope. Like, that's crazy.
I think whoever did that poll was the same people that did the one on ESPN. It looked crazy as hell. But let me
it was a real study, and then they said when she died, they say his man looked at him like, oh, you the most famous person in the world, man.
So I want to ask y'all real quick before we move on from that. What do y'all think about that point that it showed that Michael Jordan was do y'all think he was a bad team? I mean, you just said he would have to see you, but let me ask you this, because and I hate to be the one to bring it up, but inevitably people will compare greats in their different styles of leadership, and in comparing people like. You might say Kobe was an asshole like Mike, or you might say LeBron or Magic, they wasn't assholes. They was more friendly with their leadership, had fun with it. They still, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't give that to Magic though, because if you read Magic a dog, he just smiled to the camera.
Yeah.
And see, that's my thing. Even with that, like, I'm not to make this conversation about LeBron, but I think it's different.
Sure?
No, because well, then again, not even to do that. We can keep it on Mike. The thing is, after all of these years, we never knew about this side of Mike for a reason. Because Mike, he was hard on his teammates, but in practice, behind the scenes. He didn't call his teammates out in the media. He wasn't demonstrative during the game like some of these other stars are. Like other niggas when they get credit for the wins, but they always blame their losses on their teammates. And in the game, they complaining and you missed this defensive assignment, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. Mike never did that shit in game. He never did that shit in the media.
I'm gonna say
I want to speak on it because y'all ain't allowed me to talk about what I think about the documentary yet. So I got to
go ahead.
I want to say. For one, Jones, you would have had your ass like Tavon Burrow if you was on the Bulls, nigga. You would have did every goddamn thing a nigga wanted you to do.
You know that's not in my personality.
For two, I think the
documentary. You know that man named Scott Burrell. But go ahead.
The I think the documentary. I think the documentary was fire. I think that it definitely lets you in. Like Tavon said, if you know the game and you watching it, then you already know a lot of that shit about Mike. How he was as a teammate, the Steve Kerr fight story. Like the most appealing shit to me was like the Robin stories and like other things that you found out watching the documentary. That was like my favorite parts about it. But as far as like the Bulls and how everything was, I didn't know 98 was that fucking crazy. Like it's definitely shit I discovered in it. So I think it was great for sports fans. I think it was great for the Bulls. Now, Shad, what was your specific question you had just asked? Go ahead, man.
Did it change your perception of Mike as a leader, as a teammate?
I always thought, honestly, it changed my perception on some of the things about the game in the 90s. But as far as Mike, nah, man, it's Michael Jordan.
But peep game, though. The thing is, everybody's saying Mike was tough on his teammates. Like, Scottie Pippen got smacked by Oakley his rookie season. So it's like, Michael Jordan had to prepare
his whole career.
Yeah, so he had to like prepare his teammates to get mentally ready for the shit that he went through. So Mike saying, if I'm the big dog, in order for y'all to handle these other niggas out here, I gotta be tough on y'all. And it worked. I mean, everybody had a dog in them. By the end of the season, everybody was dogs.
His leadership approach is different, but it seemed to be once niggas crossed whatever finish line he had, he accepted them with open arms for real.
Yeah, it's like, yo, what movie was Baby Boy? When a nigga jumped at him, he said, "Don't flinch, or I'm gonna hit you with two." That's how Mike was with him. Like, yo, y'all better not flinch, because when we go play the Pistons and the Knicks and the Barclays and all them niggas, they gonna try a horse.
No,
you can't back down.
No, but for real.
So listen. Go ahead, Joe.
No, for real though. The New York Knicks had Patrick Ewing and like 8 niggas from prison on their team. Like, them niggas ain't have no skill, yo.
John Starks was all right.
They had 8 niggas and Patrick Ewing. Niggas ain't have no skill. Like, and another thing, can we stop doing this? Can we stop calling shit rivalries when one side don't win? Like,
it depends. Some people get robbed.
No, for instance, the Kings and the Lakers, they were not a rivalry because the Kings never won. Knicks and Bulls on the rivalry because the Knicks never won. You can say Cavs and Golden State because the Cavs won.
That ain't a rivalry because Robert Horry hit that fucking shot clean, fair and square. That was just basketball.
No, I ain't say rivalry. I said rivalry.
You mean rivalry? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You said rivalry?
Yes.
Oh no, it's only like.
I'm gonna say it like this though.
It's truly only like 3 rivalries in history.
But Jones, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though, Jones. It's more to me of the series is close enough every time y'all play that it could go either way.
It was good comp, and you play several years in a row.
You know, man, you gotta win though.
All right, so fellas.
How's the rivalry when Braun lost 3-1 to Golden State? He only won one of the
because he beat him.
Final words on the Jordan documentary. We done with that?
Amazing.
I want transition if so.
Go ahead.
Listen.
Ain't really much else to touch on, so we can go ahead.
All right, so let's stick with basketball and move on to this. We ain't got to stay on this long. ESPN just put out a list. I don't know why they went with a weird number of 74. They normally do 100.
It's the 74th year
in the NBA.
Oh, okay. Then it makes a lot of sense then. So they got these 74 players. I don't know how many people looked at it here or like how many people feel a way about it. I'm going to start with Tavon because he was the first person to mention it and had a few things to say about it.
That shit is horrible.
trash.
Like trash. Now, don't get me wrong. I like, for instance, let's start at the beginning. Even though I think like LeBron is the third best of all time, I don't have no problem with them. I don't have no problem with them putting LeBron as second best of all time. Right? So my first issue is Bill Russell at 4. For Russell, it's really not that great. He's just the greatest winner. He like a glorified Robert Horry at this point. No, he really is.
Yeah, no, he ain't that.
Listen,
you know,
Witt was given
he's a role player.
No, he ain't really a role player. No, he good, but he not better. So what are they basing the list on? Are they basing this on talent or accomplishments or both?
Like most people argue,
or influence on the league.
So if they doing that at both, there's no way Giannis is 27.
And that's the point.
There's no way that Scottie Pippen is in front of Charles Barkley. There's no way that Vince Carter is 55. There's no way Damian Lillard is 72. Like that's.
I don't think there's no way. It's a lot of, for me, just to jump in there, it's a lot of flaws we could point out with the list. Just to name a few, Steve Nash. I fuck with Steve Nash.
He's not better than Isaiah, James Harden, or who else we missed right there?
Allen Iverson. He's not better than.
I think Iverson was right in front of him, wasn't he? No, you're right.
He's more decorated than Allen Iverson in the NBA.
He's not.
Why is not?
He has one more MVP.
Not really. He got 2 MVPs, but AI got an MVP and 4 scoring titles.
Right.
So
AI also has more first-team All-NBA appearances.
And AI also played the 2, and that y'all talking about a point guard to a 2 guard.
Guards. But
hey, this is my question.
That list ain't by position though, man.
This is my question too, though. This is my question though. All bullshit aside, right? How the fuck is the players that was named in the 50 all-time NBA greats? Remember that list they used to put out? How is half of them players not even on this list?
Because they got passed
they
up.
wouldn't make it. We talking.
They got replaced. Got replaced.
But what I'm saying is,
and it's crazy. I said, hold on.
KD and Steph Curry them wasn't on that first list.
I know. What I'm saying is,
Dominique Wilkins also wasn't on that first list, but on this list he's like 45.
Who?
So make that make sense.
I think they realized they fucked up the first time.
Make that make sense, man.
I think they realized they fucked up the first time.
Dominique was not on the top 50 list in 97, but somehow he's like 45 on this list. Make that make sense.
That was an old shit moment.
So you get what I'm saying?
They realized they fucked up.
23 years later, they took half the niggas off.
And then added him.
Added new niggas. And then saying these new niggas is...
Well, like then again, that other list it wasn't done by ESPN. This is the ESPN list. So, you know what I mean? So,
go ahead.
My ultimate argument with the list is it's hard for me to put certain people on here like Greek Freak at 27 or some of the other people when their careers is not even started enough or even towards of, you know what I mean, the ending enough. Like Greek Freak is 5 years in the league? And y'all saying he's like the 27?
That's fucking absurd. That is fucking absurd. And I fuck with Freak.
You get what I'm saying? And he's just hit. And he's just hit this.
45.
And he's
45.
Yeah, and he's just hitting his prime, kind of.
And I don't care
what y'all saying. He's the 27th greatest player ever. That's really mind-boggling to me. If that's the case, KD should be.
You know, Jones, I would say he is actually.
He's not.
I would say it's the least debatable.
For the same, it's debatable.
Giannis versus Anthony Davis, mate.
It's debatable, but for the same message we say that Jordan is better than Bron. You seen who had the second highest PER ever? Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but at the same time, Giannis do more. Giannis win. Giannis win.
He been on the
win what?
Time.
He wins what, Doshan?
Anthony Davis never won no playoff series. Yes, he only won. He won playoff series 1 year when he had.
And what did Giannis do? He won the playoff for 1 year last year.
That was his first playoff.
Yeah, that was his first time he been out the first round. Was last year. So when we say that, well, who Boston beat in the second round? When they beat Embiid and Simmons and them in the second round 2 years ago. Remember, they beat the Greek Freak in the first round. That same team they shouldn't have went to the conference finals. They got to stop overhyping that man.
So I'm just
nice,
better on the Greek Freak. And
he nice. You can't deny his surge and his rise up. Like
can I say something that's gonna be unpopular? Can I say something that's gonna be unpopular? The Greek Freak is now gonna benefit the same way that LeBron benefited for so many years in the East. He's gonna dominate a lot of nights because you playing the East team 4 times a year. That's not good.
If KD's staying at East, I don't gotta have him.
I mean, KD's there, but I think
LeBron dominate the league, made it wouldn't.
LeBron truly dominated the
like
East.
Jordan
Think about it like this, yo. Hey Jones.
Huh?
Think of it like this. Giannis and AD, they like the same height for real.
Uh-huh.
Giannis get more rebounds. Mind you, Giannis is the point. Giannis is they position-wise, what did Giannis play the 3, right?
No, they both like power forwards.
Giannis played the 4, okay. I was gonna say because Giannis get more rebounds, but actually, believe it or not, I would say AD is a better shooter.
Better shooter. And that's not a believe it or not. He is.
He's also the best shooter on the Lakers.
Also, secondly, yeah, Giannis may get more rebounds, but Giannis has also never played with another great rebounder. See, AD went from playing with Boogie, still averaging 11, 12 rebounds, to then playing with LeBron, who's a great rebounder. So, of course, his numbers compared to Greek Freak shit, rebound are not going to be on par because Greek Freak playing with nobody.
But
then his assist is up too though.
Still gotta get them boys.
He's a great passer. He's a good passer out of the double team.
Can I ask y'all a sports question? Is it harder to continue to be the big dog, or is it harder to beat the big dog?
Continue to be the big dog.
Yeah, stand on top.
Yeah.
What you think, Shan?
I agree.
Oh, so with that said, what LeBron did when he beat Golden State ain't mean shit. Because Jordan had to continue to be the big dog for 6 straight years.
But LeBron was already looked at the big dog even playing Golden State. People look at LeBron and say, all right, they got a better team. Every media analyst, everybody said they got a better team. But watching the game, everybody saying, LeBron should win this game. He can win this game.
There's only one big dog, and that's the champion.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. So that goes back to my point earlier. Let me answer Jones' joint. Hold on, Chad. Let me answer you earlier, Jones, when you said, well, Bill Russell. Most people start all arguments when they say who's the best by championships. You can have the scoring titles. You can have everything else. Championships mean more, especially if you was that nigga on the championship team.
But I also believe that's only a true argument when the skill level is comparable. Bill Russell's skill level does not warrant him being top 4 of all time.
Offensively, but defensively, he do though. He did some shit defensively as far as blocks and rebounds.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing though. But Will averaged more rebounds than him.
And also, you keep saying Will. You keep bringing up Will. What was dominant?
Listen though.
And what that got to do with him though, Joe?
But listen, majority of the years Bill Russell won, he wasn't even a top 4 scorer in the league. It was Elgin Baylor, Oscar Robertson, Will Chamberlain, and rebounds.
He didn't have to just score. He did more.
Here's the thing.
So the point I'm making y'all is he wasn't even dominant when he was winning.
All niggas talk about is scoring.
No, he wasn't even dominant when he was winning.
Niggas love to bring up defense when it's reasonable, but niggas love to talk about
No. He was by their standards, he was a great defender. My whole point, not just bringing up scoring, is in that time, the pace of the game was the highest you ever in NBA history. Ever. That same year that Wilt averaged 50 and 25.
Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double.
Elgin Baylor averaged 38 and 18, etc. They gave the fucking MVP to Bill Russell. He averaged 15 and 20. Like, make them.
And it wasn't the.
So they've been doing that, Steve Nash. They've been doing that, Steve Nash.
They won the championship. And the thing is, even though
it's a regular season award.
Yeah, but even though they say that, but you already know how that go. But and furthermore, even when they counted, Bill Russell was strapping Will.
I don't call it strapping catching 30 and 25. You just was winning.
But down the clutch, I get the play that make the difference down the clutch and win the series and win the championship.
Will Chamberlain not even real.
Listen, because we know we ain't got all day. If you trying to catch all this in, that's transition. I know we wanted to talk about a little bit of music and what's going on in music as far as Billboard. Now, y'all know I don't be all the way up on that type of shit. So y'all got to fill me in with the on what Rat Boy he was talking about.
So basically he was saying that he did so well, which is verifiable on YouTube and the different streaming services with his single. He had hundreds of millions of streams that all week he was trending to have the #1 record. But then in the last day, the last few hours, he got passed up by who is it? Fucking I don't know, Ariana Grande or Selena Gomez, somebody.
Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber.
It was Selena Gomez, wasn't it?
Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber.
Either way, one of them. You know what I mean? One of them little Puerto Rican joints that's a pop star.
She ain't even Puerto Rican. Nigga, if you don't go on. You won't be finished. So what happened, Joe?
So 6ix9ine, he pulled up whatever charts and whatever information he had suggesting that they had cheated for, and it did look suspect. I'm not gonna lie. And the way I'm gonna just go ahead before you chime in, buddy. He exposed them saying that Billboard cheat, that niggas buy #1s and et cetera, et cetera. And most people would say if what he's saying was bullshit, then you would just ignore it. But the way Billboard responded and took his name off their page and all of that, it looked real suspect. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, and like Scooter Braun, to piggyback off what Shad was saying, Scooter Braun, Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, they all went at him, explaining themselves. And to, the public opinion, when you gotta like go out of your way, like, and explain yourself, you almost look guilty to a lot of people because the only real way to stay clean is the Jay-Z route. Just don't say shit. And that way you just stay all the way clean. Because if you say anything, then people will say whatever. But I don't know who's telling the truth or not telling the truth. But before I even say more on that, I wanted to bring up Billboard to congratulate, not congratulate, just to acknowledge Nicki Minaj, Doja Cat, Beyonce, Meg Thee Stallion on them 2 records. They're going #1 and 2. First time ever that has been done. I don't know if it's been done ever, period, or if it's just because it was black people. But
right.
Yeah, 4 black people.
That's
4 black women.
I didn't know that Nicki never had a #1 before this.
Nah, just on the urban charts. Never on Billboard.
I never knew that.
Nah. No Grammys, no #1 up until this joint.
So, don't get me started, but I'm very much surprised that record went #1. So y'all got to tell me, did that record go #1 on the strength of Nicki, or is Doja Cat a star? Like, who the fuck is Doja Cat?
I never even heard.
Ain't that the bitch that did the Moo and Cow joint, bud?
Yeah, she got the other song that had Tiger on the remix. I got that juicy. I got that work. You know that joint. She got good music, bro. She talented. She definitely diverse in the sense she raps, she sing. That song was popping. It was number, I think, 5 before Nicki got on the joint. And then Nicki jumped on it and it surged. And then Meg Thee Stallion shit was like 8, I think. And then Beyonce jumped on it and it surged to 2. So, they had a fair fight at it and she ended up edging her. So I think it was a mix. I think people ain't heard Nicki rap in a while. So I think they was excited to hear her on that shit. To be honest, I ain't really love the remix that much with the beat switch up and shit. But it worked for them. Congratulations to them. I just wanted to bring that up. And as far as Tekashi, you pretty much nailed it.
Hey, Chev in rare form, he done said a Puerto Rican pretty joint. He done said, is that the bitch? He said, is that the bitch that did this? Chev in rare form tonight. But on another note, before I talk about, I ain't gonna talk about it. I like Ariana Grande and Bieber, so if they #1, they #1. We don't care about who's not #1, so fuck. What you guys say, Joe?
I ain't got much to say because I don't really know what's going on. So it's like,
right.
That's why I asked the question of what was going on with the Billboard shit.
Let me ask y'all this: despite what they say, because of course they can try to defend themselves. But as Buddy say, when you start to explain yourself and defend yourself too much, you do look guilty. But besides the point, realistically, do y'all think people buy placement on Billboard?
I mean,
Sometimes.
to me,
because that's not hard to believe for me. That's not. I don't put it past niggas like even when Jay-Z said recently that it's always a Jay-Z line. But he said we looked up to Billboard, but we were young, and now we look at Billboard like, is you dumb? Because people feel like Billboard and the radio charts, that shit is manipulated.
Man, I feel like as long as the little Skittle hair boy ain't, I don't give a fuck who paid to get in front of him. So on that note, I don't give a fuck about his argument.
But no, see, that's the thing. Wow. So we got 10 minutes.
Right.
So while I don't agree with his personal life. If he has a song that should be number one, it should be number one. What the fuck, Billboard? You can't say that. You can't say, well, we're gonna take you off our charts, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you ain't supposed to have nothing to do with that.
And do you know what their excuse was, though, Jones?
What's that?
They said that yes, Tekashi was accurate and he was leading all week long, but the reason he was leading is because Bieber and Ariana Grande's record label didn't disclose the information. They said basically it's a loophole in the process.
They hold their numbers.
You can withhold your number. It's supposed to be transparency, but it's the loophole where you can withhold certain information until the last minute. So people be thinking they in the position, but then you spring out on their ass that, oh, actually I had this many streams or this many radio spins, but you didn't know that because I didn't report it. They withheld the information to the last second.
No, that's bullshit.
What's the problem?
Shit, right?
No, that's not a fair process.
Man, fuck that shit.
All right, but listen. So into other music, not really music, but real life, but from a musician. Boosie, Boosie in the news talking because he done had older women. I don't know their ages, but older women giving his son head. And I know Shad wanted to address that. I guess not really whether it's right or wrong, but the fallout from it.
No, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be honest. That was one of the most surprising feedbacks and responses that I've ever had on Facebook. I had people calling me and texting me and DMing me, off the initial post. And mind you, just to be very clear, what I said was in my post, I said, Boosie hiring a sex worker for his 16-year-old son is less irresponsible than D. Wade taking his 10-year-old son to the gay pride parade. Mind you, I said it's less irresponsible, which means I still think it's irresponsible, but just not as much as taking a 10-year-old to gay pride. Now, whether y'all find that's right or wrong, I know it's since come out that actually the boy is 16 now, but at the time when Boosie did it, he was actually 14 and even as young as 12 for some of the kids. Not to say it's right or wrong, obviously it's wrong, but for me, the response and people being more upset at Boosie than they are at the fucking female that would do that. Why is there an escort service or a woman that Boosie can call and say, come suck my 12-year-old son dick? And she'd be like, okay, why is that even a possibility?
Because that bag there. But I'm going to say something, though. Right now, Boosie is in the news for everything else but his music, and that's not a good thing. And also,
it's working out well for 50.
I mean, he actually has different ventures though, Jones. So I'm gonna argue that.
No, your point was he's in the news for everything but his music. 50 everything. But
50 you gotta be actively making music for that to like be. Boosie's making music. Boosie got an album dropping this week and next week. 50 not making music.
But I'm just saying, 50 is more of a mogul than an artist right now. Boosie is
my
an
man
artist,
out of this, Jones.
and nobody's talking about his music. They're talking about his actions. Well, I'm gonna say this. I think the D Wade. I don't think it's more irresponsible than the D Wade thing. I don't think D Wade was irresponsible. I think D Wade actually embraced his son being what he is. Me personally, I wouldn't have done that. But it's hard for me to say you get an adult to touch your child and hope it doesn't do damage or make him feel more like a man or even obligated or entitled as he get older. So I think it's wrong on every aspect, from Boosie to even put his son in that situation to be damaged for life, or the woman to even do that.
Why do you think he will necessarily be damaged for life, though?
Because it's possible it can happen. There's so many people that's been touched by women and men as kids.
Why would you? I mean, realistically, I'm not trying to be funny, yo.
No, this is realistic, though. It has happened in the world.
Yo, but having been 14-year-old, when you was a 14-year-old boy in 9th grade, if
your brain is not developed, no matter what you say, your brain is not developed. But if you got your dicks up,
why would that necessarily make you traumatized for life?
Because it's a difference from getting it by one of your peers who's the same age and same experience and level as you, compared to a 30-year-old or a 25-year-old woman that's matured and mentally in a different place. Your brain is not developed. You can say
what if she was 18? You can be damned. What if she was 18 and he was 14?
That's a what if. But he said an adult woman. He ain't said 18-year-old.
18 is an adult, right?
But I'm just saying, this is what he said, so you can only think about the worst. You can't think about the best scenario, because when you say adult, you think about the worst.
I'm just saying, and I'm not, again, don't get me wrong, I'm going to say it's wrong, because you shouldn't be trying to solicit any, but at the same time, I wish, when I was 14, I wish it was that easy. I could just tell my father, hey, can you cop me some neck, and it'd be that easy. I'm not going to lie. I might have took that charge when I was 14.
But just the truth, you're talking from a 34-year-old man's mindset, whose brain is developed and all that. You would not do that for your son.
Man, that shit wrong all over the board. It's wrong on Boosie's part. And like Shav said earlier, you should have that same reaction to the woman who's performing the act. You can't just say because it's a bag that it's okay for her. Because as the saying goes in the hood, all money ain't good money.
Right. And that's another thing though. You thinking best case scenario, but in these situations you got to think worst case scenario.
Right.
So that's how I view.
We got 3 minutes, bud. You want to speak on this?
I mean, y'all pretty much said everything that needs to be said on it. It's sometimes I be in the world of saying, man, that's that man's son, that's his life, that's the fuck he want to do, that's what he want to do. But you can't control what people want to do, and everybody's gonna judge you when you put it out there yourself. So that's my perspective on it. Boosie didn't have to put that shit out there. He put it out there because he don't truly give a fuck what people think. So he did it, and it is what it is. The backlash is the backlash. We don't know what Boosie's son feel, how he feel. In May's defense, some people do feel a way, and when they get touched young inappropriately when they don't want it. A young nigga out here
who said he didn't want it?
No,
but who said he did?
I wasn't. That's what I'm saying. It's a million perspectives. I was saying May was right in that perspective. I was also saying you was right. I lost my virginity at 13. I wanted to do it again. I didn't fucking feel crazy, but it's also what May said. It was somebody my age. If it was somebody older, would I have felt different? Who the fuck knows? All I'm saying is the different perspectives. It is what it is. Boosie put it out there, and he's getting criticized for it. But at the end of the day, if ain't no legal charges brought to him and his peoples, it is what it is, man. Ain't my fucking business.
All right.
Boosie a gump. I'll just call it what it is. The nigga's a gump.
Right. That's your opinion on it, man.
Who y'all want?
Because I will say this. Hold on, John. I just wanted to say this in rebuttal what May said earlier. You could be in the news. Boosie found a way to remain popular when his music wasn't selling like it used to. And he's still doing features for people or anybody that want to work. So I respect the angle he took to keep his career going.
Boosie ain't hurt. Trust me, his bag ain't hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
Who y'all want to give it up to?
I'm gonna give it up to Tom Brady. I'm gonna give him his roses. I feel like he get his roses, but y'all showed me that documentary that's coming soon, and I just feel like he gonna have a great year. And I was just talking to people who said they only think the Bucs gonna be in the playoffs, so it's gonna be fun to watch.
Who you got, Chev? Want me to go?
I'll give it up. You know who I'm gonna give his roses while he's still here? I'm gonna give the roses to my nigga Iron Mike Tyson, man. I don't know. I feel like we talked about it recently. We talked about it in either the group chat or on one of the shows or something. But Mike has definitely gone through a certain resurgence where he's been through so much trauma and so much shit in his life, and people was looking at him like he was an outcast and making fun of him. And now niggas almost look at Mike like a prophet or like a philosopher. Niggas value the shit that he got to say. So shout out to Mike Tyson, his podcast. I forget the name of it offhand. His shit kind of fire though.
One of the greatest entertainers of all time.
I think it's called Smoke Box or something, man.
Something like that. It's something to do with smoking with Mike Tyson. And I look forward to him getting in the ring. Hopefully he'll knock Evander Holyfield ass out this time.
Right. Hey, who I'm going to give it up to, man, is this Pastor Michael Todd, man. I started